Hello guys, how are you? Our topic for today is about Python programming, and of course we focus on creating our own Python Flask. Python Flask is just like creating your micro programs for the web. So all you have to do is to download first your Python, and then you choose your own flavor here, and right after that, will of course that's the time that you can start your Flask programming. Now, what are the requirements right here? So we need also to check, of course, uh, the Apache program, and we need to download also the SAM. Okay, you need to download the latest version of SAM, follow the instructions, and right after that, you just push all the buttons. And this is now how it looked like if you download it. So all you have to do is to check, of course, the screen for the program, and you need to click force the start for the Apache and start for the MySQL for your MySQL command. Okay, so let us go right here, download. So after you download your Python, after that, what will happen? You run your SAM program for your Apache as your local web server, and after that, well, of course, we will go to the cmd command. Okay, this is your cmd command, stands for command line interpreter. So if you're using your the Apple technology, then again you need to study the different terminal commands for your Apple program. Okay, or Ubuntu. Okay, so how to start with your Flash program? So if you want to start your Flash program in Python, all you have to do is, of course, we will go back first to the main directory. If you are in this directory, will of course you create your folder. At the same time, mine is Kick, so I have here the Kick now, and I will create, of course, my folders. So the purpose of that is that's how I push all my data to call the HTML, of course, to call my applications for Python. So I will create here, of course, MD, let's say project. MD stands for what? Make directory. I'll go into the project. Okay. After that, what will happen? So I'm gonna, sorry, project one. After that, what will happen? I will now install the virtual environment. So how to install the virtual environment? So Python M, and please be sure that you have the latest version of Python, or maybe if you have lower version, I think you're gonna check it out to this Python website. So I'm gonna install the pip, of course, install, and then you use that virtual what end. Okay, right after that, you press the enter key. Because I have already installed mine, well, of course, if you press the enter key, well, of course, this is already compensated. So I have already installed the stack. So after that, what will happen? Well, of course, we need to use, of course, the command. So we have the vim right here. So the purpose of the VM is just like you're creating your own virtual environment. So let us clear the screen first. Start first with the Python, and then we have here the M, and we have the Viv. So virtual environment means you're creating a virtual environment for Python to run your your file. So you can type your own folder right here. Any name of the folder will do. Okay. If I type here, of course, Arnold, that's my name, and then press the enter key, automatically will, of course, that's the command. Let us wait for the program to be executed, and let us wait for result. So if the command is right, automatically will force you to go back now to your root folder, your folder rather. So this is now your folder. Okay, now we have already installed the dash m web Arnold. So if you try to check it out, we have here the Arnold, but of course Arnold is still void. There's no file on it. And the next part is, of course, we need to activate it. How to activate it? Okay, just be careful because this is Windows, and of course we treat Windows as Windows, and of course Apple as Apple. And they have different versions of doing that by means of using the CLI, or what we call the command line interpreter. Okay. So the next part is, of course, we need to activate our folder. Therefore, we need to use what? Arnold, and then please be careful about these things. Okay, backslash, and then we need to use we need to apply now Arnold and type the word scripts, and then click activate. Okay. There you have it. So we have now the virtual environment. So this program is running to the virtual environment of Arnold, and this is now activated. So what's next is we need to install, of course, pip install, and then we need to install the Flask. Okay, so that's the procedure. All right, so we have here the Flask right here. Okay, now we have the Flask program. So the next part is, well, of course, we need to create a program. All right, we need to create a program for the Flask. So our target right now is to create a program that will run our Flask using our root or our default IP address, but that is 127, and then 0, that's 0, that 1. Okay, running in, of course, in the 5000 port address. Okay, so if you want, okay, let us now let us not what you call this start immediately our program. I don't want to create a simple program, but again, we need to fuse, a bit complicated program for this one. And then one of the requirements to create a program is you should understand how to write a Python program. You should have the intermediate knowledge in writing a Python program. So let us write here. So the first part is to write a program in Python, and we need to use an editor right here. Okay, let us check our editor. Okay, please wait. Okay, we have here editor Sublime Text. Okay, this is not your Sublime editor, but you can use different types of editor if you want. Yeah, it depends to your preference. But for us, the starting a Python program, it requires an average knowledge in Python programming. Let us start. Okay, from and then we need to use this first, and then well, we just want to convert this into a Python syntax. Okay, let us go right here. Okay, we have with the Python. So from, well, of course, what will happen is, of course, we're gonna use, of course, the entire Python program in this code. Okay, from Flask. So Flask is just like a framework for Python web development. We can use also the Django, but this time we will use the Flask environment, Flask program rather. So we have here the render template. So these are the packages that you need to use before. Be sure that you have already what you call this install all the necessary programs in your Python. Okay. So the app here is the variable. First app equals to Flask name. This is the constant for that. And then we have here the name. So the name is the part wherein we create the app. So we need to create, this is part of creating the decorator. Okay, app.root. Okay, we have the root right here. And then we'll use, of course, the, what you call this, of course, the root or the main address of this program. So that's why we use the slash. Okay, and then comma, and then we need to use the methods. Okay, I think if you are studying about web development, well, of course, if you're seeing the form, you understand what's the purpose of this get, and then we have here, of course, the post. Okay, so we have it here. Now our target is to just, of course, run the Python program, run the Flash program, and of course using the 127.0.0.1 colon 5000 port address. So we have here to insert the diff of the function index. This is the index function. Okay, this is very easy. So after that, what will happen? So we need to create here, of course, the request. So we have here the request that method, and then we have to check it if it is post or get. So we'll be using the post. Now, if you are an experienced, what do you call this? If you are experienced a PHP programmer, then again you can understand how uh, to dissect this code. Okay, so name equals here. Of course, we have your name, and then we use to request that form. Okay. After that, we have to use, of course, this is the name variable that we fetch. First, we started with our Python. We don't have yet the HTML. And of course, here we're gonna what you call this, create our HTML program. And then we use the render what template. Okay. And then, of course, we will call, of course, the result point HTML. So what's the purpose of this now? All, of course, the data will be displayed in this program. So name equals to name, okay? Because the target is to create a program that will ask the user to enter the name. Okay, that's the target of this program. So that's why we need only to ask the name, not the entire credentials. No, this is part of how we applied first the um, Flash program. Okay, and then it is imperative that we need to provide here the HTML. That's our main file. Okay, the main file will fetch the information and of course publish that in the result.html. Okay, after that, what will happen? Okay, basic programming in Python. Well, of course, I'm sure that you know what's the name, and then if name equals to main, and I'm pretty sure that you have already experienced how to use this thing. And then after that, we have to use the app.run. Okay, so we need to save this in the same folder. Now, we'll check first on that folder. Where is that folder? Okay, here we activated already our virtual environment, but if you want to deactivate this rather, just type deactivate. Okay, the app activate. Okay, so you have there deactivate. Now, before continuing, of course, let us check it. We have the Arnold environment, and at the same time, we need to create the three path folder from this. So we'll create, of course, the templates where we save our what? Where we save our project. Okay, we have here in the templates. We have here the project for the files, for the P, and templates for the, well, of course, further libraries and among other things. So MD templates. Okay. So we have now, of course, two subfolder right here. We have Arnold and templates. Okay, let us go back right here. So this is our program. We need to save it now and then save as. So to be sure, we'll, of course, we can replicate, we can duplicate, we can create the replications of this file. I'll go to drive C. All right, where is the drive C? The folder where I start to write the program is kick. So from here, I will save it using up point P. Okay. No. I will rename this first. Okay. I want to be sure that everything is running. I will use different name. Okay. Wait. All right. Let us check it again. Okay. So this is project. And then I will save it again. File. Save as. Let's try another name for that. This is where we're going to save our file. Okay, where's that? Kick, and then I'll save it here. Let's say I will save it for up, up, API point P. Okay, that will be my file name. That's the API, and of course I will create another file right here. So we have here, of course, the project. I'll save, of course, my project under templates or here in project. Okay, API. I'll create three for my backup and then save as. For another one, well, of course, we have same time we have here the templates. That is API. Okay, so API here. So I have three folder, Cake, and then I have, of course, the project one, and the last one is, I think, the templates. Okay, now what's next? Okay, the next part is, well, I will create a program that will, create a hypertext markup language now, where I will provide the results. So this time, I need to create, the hypertext markup language that will ask the username for his or her name. Okay, so let us view here and check, of course, the syntax. This is what it's demo. Okay, let's start right here. So this is very easy. Okay, if you are familiar in creating HTML, of course, it's not a problem. HTML, and then we have here, of course, the head. Okay, and then we have here title, and then Flask up. Okay, so we have the Flask up right here. It's very simple. And then, okay, sorry. Okay, so we have to start the body. After the body, we have to say form, and this is our form. Form action equals to. So this is where we use, of course, the backslash, because for one thing, we're gonna point, of course, to the, I forgot the term. I mean, to the address. No? To the address. I just use the address. Method equals to, yes, first post. Okay. Next process is we need to use the label or input type for equals to, and then here name. Of course, we have the variable, and then enter. Oops. Oh, sorry. Enter your name. Okay. Then label. Okay. Next is we will uh, turn it out to type the text. Okay. Input type text, and then ID. Oh, sorry. ID equals to name, and then after the name equals to. Okay. We will put here, of course. I'm sorry. Then we have here required. Okay. We are not allowed to leave the field blank. Okay. Then we will create a button. So after that, what's next? Button type equals to, and then submit. This is elementary. Okay. Then we have the val equals to, and then submit. Okay. So we have it here and then close the button. All right, that's it. So next part is, of course, we're gonna close the form. Okay, form. Sorry. Then we have here, of course, the body, and we have here, of course, the HTML. Okay, what's the file name for this? So we will be sure that we will save this in the folder. Okay, save as. Okay, we're gonna save that using our templates, but first we go back to our project. Okay, and to Kick. Okay, in Kick we need to save this as what? Index point. Okay, we have the Kick right there, and then file, and then save as. All right, we're gonna save that, of course, under well, our folder name is Kick, and then we will use Kick right here, and then go to project, and then save that as index also. Okay. So I'm creating three files right here. Now I want to be sure that everything is running smoothly. This is the test any error. So I have also here Arnold. Okay, so I'll save it to under Arnold. Okay, so index.html. Now I will check, of course, the folder if these data were already hoarded. So I have to check, of course, the HTML. Okay, index.html. And at the same time, of course, I have here, of course, all the files right here. I have the pop, the index. Okay, so I'll check also Arnold. No, the templates, TD templates. So I have here the file here. Asterisk point, asterisk stands for all files. Okay, I have here the app.p, but I need to check also, or save also this program under template. So file, okay, save as, and then go to Arnold at the same time, go to project and force templates, and then save it. Okay. The next part is, this is the last part of the file that I'm going to write, of course. So this is where we produce now the results. So the results is quite easy. It's very simple. So I'll just type right here. So before that, we need to go to view, and then for syntax, this is HTML. So we're gonna type here doc, oops, doc type HTML. Okay. After that, we have here the HTML. and then we have here the head. Okay, and then we have here the body. Okay, after the body, what's next? Okay, we will now infuse here force the heater, and at the same time we're gonna push here hello, and this is how we create force, how to fetch informations and display that in HTML, how to fetch information coming from your Flask, and then display of course the output here. We're gonna use of course the open and close braces, and then the variable. Remember about the code that we created a while ago. Okay, this is the code. Where's that code? I need to check that code. Hold on, wait. So this is the code, okay? In our index.html, we have, of course, the variable for the name. And after that, we'll, of course, we submit it. After submitting that, we'll, of course, we have the backend for the program for our Flask right here. Okay, we have the API here. And then, of course, we request information coming from that HTML, and of course, we process the information. And render, this is what you call the routing. Display the result of HTML by means of name equals name, that is, of course, the parameter that coming from your program at the top here. Where's that? Okay, here. Index points demo. Okay, now let us finish this one. So this is how you display the variable. Okay, now you have the idea. So we're gonna put here the exclamatory point. Okay, and then we have to use h1. Okay, that's next. And then after that, we will close the program. Okay, slash body, and then slash. Of course, we forgot. Of course, first the head. We forgot to provide the title right here. Sorry. So title, and then because title requires result, title, and slash head, and then body, and then body, and then HTML. Okay. Now let us save this program as what? File name. Okay, file name is result. So I want to be sure that of course this program will run smoothly. So I need to replicate this into three folders. I'm gonna use of course the first part is kick, and then use result point HTML of result log. Okay, this is result. Okay, and after that I'm gonna save this again to another folder and then save as. So where is that save as? Under kick, and I'm gonna use of course the project. Okay, this is where I have of course the result, and then again file save as. Of course we have to use the templates, so you have here result also. So I have three copies for that, one for the kick folder. Okay, let us examine it. One for the kick folder, one for the project one. Okay, let us check it again here in the console. So this is now my folder. Okay, I have the following files right here. So at this point, I have here the P, and I have here first the API. Okay, I have the API right here. This is where I store it. And at the same time, well, let's move to the next folder, and then we have here a project, CD project one. Okay, and I have of course the point up here, P here, of course the P, and then the rest are the following HTML and HTML. And of course, I have files also here in my templates. This is important because this is how we read, of course, the information is coming from a file. Up point P. But again, you don't need really to save this in all folder. You need only to create, of course, the kick project, the kick, the folder, another project. You need to create the templates and save all the files right here. I just want to be sure that, of course, all things will be running in a good manner. Okay. Now after that, what will happen? I will now again go back right here. Okay. So what's next? So let us kick off the program. So here, this is the project. This is I created this folder because I want to run my Flask right here. At the same time, environment is what? Arnold. So if you check Arnold, no? And then you display the directory. Of course, I have here, of course, the following scripts and among other files that will support, of course, the Flask technology. Okay, let us change the directory. CD, double dot means you go back to the previous directory. Okay, and then let us activate, of course, the folder. How to activate a folder? So Arnold, and then we have the scripts. And then after that, what will happen? I will use what? Activate. Okay, since I have already installed the Flask, so there's no need to install the Flask anymore. This is activated, and see you have here the Arnold environment. After that, what will happen? So if I run the program, Flask run, okay, you're gonna type Flask run right there. So I think I have a problem for Flask run. I mean, I will check it. I can use Python, and then let's say Python. I think I have it. Okay, we have to check it first. The project asterisk point P. Okay, so I will use Python and then check it again. Be sure that you completely install the Python program, and of course you are flushed because you cannot predict what will happen while you are running the program. Okay, so I have the problem line 5, so I will check it again. We have, a slow start. At the same time, we have glitches in the code, so we need to check it again right here. And we need to check all the files first. Of course, you can use your graphical user interface to check the files, but of course, it's better that you need to practice your ability really to understand what is CLI, that is the command line interpreter using the Windows. And we have the following files right here. So we have the HTML, okay, in our project folder. And of course, in our kick folder, we have here, of course, the HTML also. Let's check that. So we have the following index.html, result.html. We have it here. I just want to replicate this because I want to be sure that, of course, if there's something bothering my program right now, and we have lots of terminates there is a program running in my machine. So I just want to be sure that I duplicate all these files so that I can run everything in smooth manner. Let us go to project. Project one. That was that folder. Okay. And well, of course, the first thing is, of course, we need first to activate, of course, our folder, our environment. Okay, Arnold, and then we use the capital letter S and scripts, and of course, we need to fuse the what the the environment. So the environment is no, the command. So the command is okay. Now, if I run this program, okay, I will again check this out. Okay, we will run the program by means of Python, and then of course API point P. Let us run the program. Now, as you can see, of course, no, this is now running in 127.0.0.1, 500. We need to say we can open our browser right here. Okay, let us open it right here. And then, well, what is the command? The command is we can use HTTP, and then we can use the localhost, and then 5,000. But again, localhost equivalent to 127.0.0.1. And this is also admissible. We need to write it up. And we have the program here. Enter your name. And if you enter Dr. Arnold Fuentes, well, of course, there you have it. Okay, that's the code. Now, let us examine the program. Okay, let us go right here. Okay, what is here is, of course, no, we have our error here, but but still accepted. So this is the code for our index.html. So we ask the user to enter the name at the same time to enter, of course, our um, our name only. But again, we need to fuse here, of course, name equals to what? Name. Okay, to be sure that we have, of course, the variable right here. And well, this is a simple. This is the root folder for that. And here we print our name right here. So we can fuse the name at the bottom if you want. But again, I'm using the result. No, we can of course remove the result. But let's check if this is still functioning. Hello, let's say, and this is for the result. Save as. Where to save? Of course, we need to save that under the folder of templates. Okay, save. Okay, let us check if this is functional or not. But maybe if we can use this code for HTML for a one-time code to display everything, then it's better. Okay, we have to use hello dear. Okay, let us check which file is generated. Okay, save as, and then we can use the template. Okay, then save as again. Now, the requirement is, of course, number one is you should understand how to write, a Python program. And from the basic, you can watch my YouTube channel for Python programming. And at the same time, you have to understand also to write, of course, the hypertext markup language. Okay. So I'm running now the app.p, and it's running for localhost 5,000. This is equivalent to, let's say, if you type 127.0.0.0.1, okay, and the port address is 5,000, it is still the same. So enter your name, enter your name, enter your name. Okay, I will again, let us fix that bug at the top of the code. I have here the enter name at the top, okay, index point. I forgot that I fused it right here. Okay, we erase it, and then file save as. This will go directly to the templates. Okay, cancel. Then, okay, I will now check this one. Okay, deactivate this first. Okay, we need to activate this first before the changes will take effect. So I will use the word the command deactivate. Okay, after that I will activate it again. Arnold, this is the folder that we created for the environment. Remember, the command is what? We can use Python, and then and then of course viv, and then Arnold. That was the command that we exposed earlier. Okay, and this is your environment. Okay, but this is your virtual environment. Okay, so that was that folder. Now I will again If you want to run the program again, well, of course, you need to deactivate first, of course, uh, that uh, that environment, and then issue this command Arnold, and then scripts capital letter, and then we have here. Let's say we will use activate. Okay. Oops, Arnold scripts. No, that's wrong spelling. Scripts. Okay, with S. Okay, with S. I'm sure that after this you will, understand how to write your Python program. Okay, this is now running in Arnold environment, and let us run the program. Now, I'm not using the Flask run because, for one thing, the code is, I've used the code at the bottom of my program for the API point P. And if this is executed, well, of course, I need to use the up run. But you can use, of course, the debug equals to right here. And you can use the port address of 5000 if you want. But you can use anything if you want. But for me, I'll just make it simple and then at the same time, use the up run. Okay. So that's it. Now, let us check, of course, that folder. Let's go back to our CLI or the command line interpreter. So I use this command anymore. I'll just use Python, and then the name of my program is API point P. Okay. And then, well, we need to cut and paste this. If you want, you can cut and paste this, Control C and Control V. Let us check what will happen. So I, modified two programs right here, one for the result and one for the extent, because the router requests the following folder: result.html, the parameter is name, and we have here the index.html. Let us check what will happen. Okay, so I will refresh this thing, enter your name. There you have it. Hello there. Meaning to say, of course, this is functioning. The first part is functioning at the same time. I think this is no longer needed. Of course, this one. Okay. But again, we have here, of course, the render underscore template. This is part of your render underscore template module in Python to reroute and force to call other hypertext markup language program or other libraries. Okay, let us run it here. If I say Dr. Fuentes, enter hello, Dr. Arnold Fuentes. So there you have it. So again, um, if you want to study further about Python programming, you can watch my YouTube in Python. And thank you so much for watching, and more power.